Well, printing money is one way of papering over the cracks in Europe's fragile recovery. And as the spectre of debt stalks the region's economies, turning paper into cash is a profitable business. One company stands out, producing a banknote paper for over 100 currency denominations in 25 countries, from the Swiss franc to the euro. And beating the counterfeiters is, of course, key. As one of the world's leaders in banknote security, Fortress Paper also produces material used in items such as passports and visas. Well, joining me now is the man who prints money, Fortress CEO Chadwick Wasilenkoff. Chadwick, not enough people come on this show bringing me money, I have to say. Thank you very much for coming in and showing us all of this. Just talk me through this paper here. It looks a bit like a tablecloth, but it is in fact the kind of paper that will be used to print the euro in future, right?
Potentially the euro. For sure the next series of the Swiss franc will be utilizing this paper. It is a brand new technology. We've been working on it for 8 years in partnership with the Swiss National Bank. Rather than your standard 100% cotton banknote, which can hold several security features, we developed this new product where we take 2 thin sheets of banknote paper, we bond them together, and right before we bond them, we cut holes on either side and then put a molten polymer in the middle. So you have a 3-ply type of product, so it has more than double the durability, but the main focus was additional high security to deter the counterfeiters.
Of course. And this is actually what will become the Swiss franc, the new Swiss franc, this one that I'm holding in my hand
Correct.
right now. Yeah. And you can see there the little polymer window. Clearly, it's all about stopping the counterfeiters. You've got to be one step ahead of them all the time. I guess they're becoming more and more sophisticated.
Absolutely, and with the advent of color photocopiers, scanners, and the technology you can buy off of eBay these days, again, national banks are looking for ways to stay ahead of them. New and innovative products is what drives our industry.
Now, you've brought in another note for me to look at here. This is a $100 trillion note.
That's correct.
Which would be really, really valuable, except that I can see here it's the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe.
That's correct.
I guess when you've got inflation, you've got to just keep printing money, right?
Absolutely. You know, with quantitative easing and all the national banks these days obviously have stimulus packages out there. So inflation and all these different aspects are helping our business.
Now, a note like this is easier, I guess, to counterfeit. It doesn't seem to have quite as many of those clever little devices as you have on the
exactly.
more modern.
So the National Bank has to weigh the risks to rewards. And again, is it more important to deter the counterfeiters or to keep the economy going? And again, they're right now focused on doing that.
Is there a figure on how big the counterfeit market is worldwide?
There are statistics out, and it varies from country to country. But most national banks are going through challenging times right now, the euro especially, and they've made public disclaimers to that effect that they do need to launch a new series, and they're working very diligently to develop and design that the features for it.
Now, you're obviously working very hard on the future of money, but is there a future in paper money? I mean, is it possible that in 50 years' time there won't be any anymore as we use credit cards and the internet?
We get that question asked all the time. What we find, though, is banknotes are growing in every single country in the world. Typical growth rates are between 4 and 5%. Most of the world's population, unfortunately, will not be able to have a credit card, say, in the next 10 to 20 years. But what they will do is get into sort of a middle income type of scenario. Now they have more cash available, too much to stuff under their mattress, so to speak. So what they'll do is obviously put it in a bank. They'll go and get an ATM card. With every ATM machine, you have stacks of several feet of currency. So ATM is actually a growth driver for our industry.
Okay. Chadwick, I guess you're not going to let me keep all of this, so I'll leave it back on the table. Thanks very much indeed for coming in to see us this morning.